Hi, this is the Chronicles of Jackie, and in praying for the Jews and the African American people, and I just have this sensation that it's sort of like I once made mention this is back in 2010 and 2011 that there's like this dark-skinned Jewish people, and they must be called Hebrew. So I'm saying that out there because I had no idea that there really are more and more dark-skinned Hebrews, and they are, in fact, many of them are coming out of the African American people. So I just love to pray, and I have a big heart for Jewish people. And I prayed for Jewish people on account that I wanted to help the Muslim people, but I wasn't getting anywhere. So the Lord put me into praying for the Jewish people, and ever since then, a lot of answered prayers have taken place. Their struggle still continues, but the more I prayed for unity, I prayed for joy. I had asked my friends, more of my friends, I joined people who are uh, in sympathy for what's going on in Israel. I'm sorry, I'm burping. Um, so, in praying for these African American and Jewish people and African American Hebrews is what I call them, just to make it a simple statement to remind myself every morning. I call it the Jah, okay? Jews and African American Hebrews. Many of these African American people are now considering themselves as Israelites, and I had a huge skepticism about that in the beginning, but the more I listened into some of the historical facts, the more I believe it is true. And perhaps this is why the Lord wanted me to pray for the African American people with the Jewish people. And this is a prayer that's not just going to happen overnight. This is something, it's not just one prayer. It is going to be a prayer that has to be continued. And when I was praying for the Jews and the African American people, I had such great joy. I had such great joy that I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. What could this news that's going to come out with me praying for this and calling on other people to pray for it? Because there are now more and more people. I've had a lot of African American people tell me, "Well, they tell me they're going to pray for me, and they don't really pray for me." And it's interesting because I feel like, wow, they know when people don't really pray for them. So that means that they have a heightened level of spirituality. They can sense when people are praying for them. So I started to make an effort. Okay, I will make it an assignment each and every morning to pray for them, because they wanted people to pray for them. The Jewish people, they want peace so bad, and it's the people who wanted it so bad that are going to get the prayers because they wanted it. They're asking for it. Their heart is open to it. And so I tell people now, if people don't really, if they have a problem but they don't really ask to be prayed over, they don't want to resolve the issue, I don't want to pray for them. But if people wanted to resolve their issue, I wanted to pray for them. So when I prayed, and I was like going on Twitter, I was going on Facebook, praying about African American and the connection between the color name that I'm finding, I'm so excited about this. So excited. I know that the Lord is going to bring something good. Now, sure enough, just yesterday, I saw the news, and it says Israel is inclusive and global. 6 African countries ask Israel for help. And this is just in days before this, I kept bringing up the fact, welcome, because KHAWM is like the way they say Ham, the line of Ham, Japhet, and Shem. Now, from the line of Ham is the darker skinned people. Now, you got to understand that even though there was a curse upon the son of Ham, it was not the children who did something wrong. It was their forefathers. So basically, it's the father not teaching the right things to the children that becomes a curse. So as you can see, when the children of God goes back into reading the Bible, and they trace their ancestors from the line of Noah, from the line of Ham, for example, when they start to trace that, what ends up happening is that they're reading the Bible. As reading the Bible, the curse falls away. because the curse is only there because of the lack of teaching and the rebellion that we're doing. So the more rebellious we are, the more we fall out of God's protection. The more we come back to the law from the Bible, the more the curse lifts away. Now, this is a fallen world. There's a lot of curses. There's a lot of self-cursing. And so when I pray for a deliverance. I pray for a deliverance. I literally lift it up. And I don't have the burden because I always pray and place it on that boat. Give it to the Lord. I give it to the Lord. Pray for a removal. And when I pray, sometimes I see visions. I see visions of things coming out of the mouth. Whether it's white stuff, I see like demonic spirit coming out of people. I see it's just like the choking and the things that are choking people getting removed. When I was praying for Jewish people, I was seeing that. And then I even prayed for the Jewish women to remove this thing in the stomach. You know, the Holy Spirit cannot come in if we have something else inside of us. Like just like food, whatever we drink goes into the stomach. Now, how can you put some, let's say I'm drinking something muddy and I stuffed it in my stomach. How am I going to receive the good things? How am I going to drink the good, clean water? How am I going to eat the clean, good food? It's not going to go down because I'm already full of crap. So by praying for deliverance, you then remove that. And it's not me that takes it out. It's the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit. It's Yeshua. It's Yeshua who saves people. So my spirit speaks with the Lord and petitions, and then the Holy Spirit then comes and helps me pray for them. Now the spirit of these people who are suffering are praying as well. Now those people connects their spirit to God with my prayer, with other people's prayer, and that pushes that enemy's spirit out of them. And it comes out of the body, literally and spiritually. So a lot of people, as I pray, it purges out. Because when I was praying for Jewish people, I see a lot of purging. And I said, wow, this is kind of odd. And I sometimes don't even tell my friends that I see this. But I see it's like pus coming out. It's like, if you could imagine how pimples are, you know, like things come out of it. Disgusting things. On the surface, it looks like a little ball, you know, just a little bump. But actually, inside of it's a disgusting crap, you know, comes out, and it has to come out before that pimple gets healed. So I'm making such a horrible analogy here, but you can get my point. And so I just wanted my point here is to share to you the joy that I have in praying for Jewish people and African American people, because the Lord gives me so much love. It's like I feel love when I pray for them. Especially, I feel relief when I pray for the Jewish people, but I feel love when I pray for the African American people. And I think it's the Lord's Spirit speaking to me. It's like, I'm glad you're finally doing that. And so I encourage more and more people to keep praying for the Jewish people and African American people, because there is an order in order to get to heaven. If you look in Revelation 7, it's the tribes of Israel. Then it's the nation. So we're going to fall in line. We need to fall in line. So we need to give way. Praying for the Jewish people, the African American people, do not worry about where they are currently. Because I know for a fact, when I started praying for Jewish people, they were in misery. Miserable. That's 2010. I even went to Israel. Miserable people. The Jewish people don't get along. They don't get along with other people. I mean, it's just like their spirit is all over the place. And I could feel the tension when I was there. Second time, that's the second time I went. Third time I went, it's just phenomenal. I hear them singing outside. The Jewish people are happy. And there are also Muslim people that are lining up with the Jewish people in Israel. So now, the fact that the Lord lined me up to pray for Jewish people and the African American people is even more astounding, because that means But no matter what we're seeing here with between the drugs and all that stuff, and you have to realize the Jewish people and the African American people are both. They're both been in severe rebellion. The drugs, the witchcraft, the everything, all of this stuff. It's like God can cure all of that. But we have to continually pray. Even though we're not Jewish people, we're not African American people, I know that somewhere in my bloodline there is still a tie because we are together with Noah in that Noah's Ark. Our genetics were in that Noah's Ark because the genetics of Noah did not get infiltrated by the demonic angels. So this is going to be really exciting. I can see a lot of deliverance going to happen from this. It's not just what's happening to the 6 countries in Africa. I mean, I've been praying for water and praying for rain. I'm praying for a ship to take a lot of African Americans and bring them back and forth so that they can know their history and they can be embraced and they can sing. They can finally have joy. I wanted the African American people to know their history, that is not in line with Islam. Islam is not the religion of African Americans. It is not. So their religion from the very beginning is either Christian or Judaism. In fact, most likely they were the Israelites that got pushed from Israel into Africa and they ended up in America. Now that is fascinating because now these African American people here are going to be the ones that's going to read more of the Bible to the rest of the nation because it's their bloodline that succumbed into the slavery because they were in rebellion unto God. Now they're coming back to the Lord. It's like the lost sheep. It's just like the lost sheep, bad black sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bucks full. 1 for the master and 1 for the dame. 1 for the little boy who lives on the hay. But anyway, this is kind of like, there's something there that I feel as though Jesus Christ had woolen hair. Jesus Christ with woolen hair loves everybody with woolen hair and straight hair and all of humanity. But he came to redeem his people first, and he will redeem the rest of the people. But we have to be in line. We need to know. We have to give way to the Jewish people. We have to give way to the African American people for them to know the Lord and know the history. So I am so excited and I'm really happy. I'm going to continue to do more videos and hopefully do more films.